Yeah, I'll show how you can operate on an arbitrary selection of records. So we have a grid here where we've turned on the checkbox select column. What we'd like to do is select a number of rows by checking them and then exporting those records to Excel. So first let's take a look at what we've done so far. You can see here that we have a checkbox column. We've turned that on, and we've turned on the multiple page option. So that means that you can now check rows across multiple pages. So on page 1 I can go there and check those 3, and now I can go on page 2 and select those 3, and when I go back to the first page those records are still checked. So now let's go over to properties, and we're going to add these new buttons as action buttons, which requires the new feature pack in the grid component. And I'm going to define a button that does a search to search for all records that have been checked. So I'm going to go there and add a new button, which I'll just go ahead now and call, say, B1, and I'll make it an image, and I'll choose one of the built-in images in Alpha 5. So let's go ahead there, and I'll just type in search, and I'll choose that icon over there, and then click OK. And let's go here and define the JavaScript now. So we'll go there, go to text mode, and I'll insert a grid method. We want to basically choose the new grid method, which is to search for checked rows. So I'll go there and choose filter checked rows, and then click the save button. And now I'm going to go ahead now and add a let's go add some bubble health, which is search for all checked rows. Let's go ahead and add a second button here, which I'll just call, say, export. I'll make that into an image as well, and I'll choose the Excel icon over there. And for the JavaScript action for this button, I'll go to Action JavaScript, and I'll choose Export to Excel. And you can see here that the default selection is records in current query, which is exactly what I want. So I'm going to go ahead there, hit save, and then click OK. Now here are my 2 new buttons. Let's add them to the toolbar. Could place them in the toolbar as I'm doing here, or I could also place them in a freeform edit region if I wanted. So now let's save this, go to working preview now, and let's select, say, 3 records on page 1, 2 records on page 2, and 2 more records on page 3. And I'm going to go ahead now and click the search icon. So you can see now I've done a search and found all the records that were checked, and then I can go ahead and press the export to Excel icon, and there's my data. So I've gone ahead now and in effect written a custom export to Excel that only exports the records that the user checked. Thanks very much.